I am Matoaka, but my nickname that everyone knows me by is Pocahontas. Pocahontas was given to me by my father. He is the chief of the Powhatan tribe. The Powhatan tribe is located off the coast of Tidewater, Virginia. I'm here today to tell my story, the real story of Pocahontas. In 1607 is when the first English settlers came across our shores. During this time, one of the English settlers was an admiral named John Smith. Admiral John Smith was exploring the Chickahominy rivers when he was captured by my brother. And my brother brought him to my father, which later decided to execute him. Now, during the execution ceremony is where the story gets confusing, because John later writes that I saved him from execution by throwing myself on top of him. But at the time of these events, I was 10 years old. I just assumed that it was a normal ceremony that is a part of our tradition. The settlers were being plagued with starvation and disease. They didn't have a lot of food. So I snuck food from my village to give to the settlers so that way they could survive. In doing this, I was kidnapped. They were asking for food, weapons, and prisoners that my tribe had taken from them. Now, my father only gave them half the ransom that they asked for. It was not until I agreed to marry John Rolfe that I was freed from my imprisonment.
I'm John Rolfe, not to be confused with John Smith. I came to Jamestown when they returned. I'm a tobacco planter. She agreed to marry me. It was the happiest day of my life. When I saw her, she was beautiful, just out in the forest, just doing her thing. So I've been married before. None quite like Pocahontas, obviously. She's the one that stuck out to me. When we got married, I taught her English and I taught her about Christianity, which she later converted to. And she was baptized. And at that point, she changed her name from Pocahontas to Rebecca. And people called her Lady Rebecca Rolfe. She was a figurehead for her tribe. And she was a way of communicating between the tribe and the colony, because at this point she knew English, she knew about our culture, she knew about her culture. So it was a perfect mix. In 1615, we had a son named Thomas Rolfe. He was beautiful.
Many people speculate that Pocahontas was kidnapped. Is that what happened, John?
Kidnapped? She was not kidnapped.
I was very much kidnapped.
It's two sides to every story. Kidnapping came along. In London, it was very different at first, because it's the first savage that they have seen. And there's definitely a lot of stares and amazement and just curiosity.
Definitely a lot of curiosity. One look at my skin and they were just amazed at how different we were from each other. When they touched my hair, they noticed the texture of my hair was different from theirs. The color, small things. Pretty impressed with how much I knew of their culture and how much I had taken it in myself. I normally don't dress like this. I normally wear, a long formal gown. But today, since we're discussing Pocahontas, I wanted to really represent, to go as far as to call it savage, because we don't have the same civilized traditions. To call it savage is just absurd. This is the same group of people that beat animals for entertainment. There was so much death that could have come up from this, but we were able to move past this and not go to war with each other. That was something that we are very happy that we were able to help with.